Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple, once said, "When I was 17, I read a quote that went something like, if you live each day as if it was your last day on earth, one day you will most certainly be right." It made an impression on me, and for the past 33 years of my life, I've looked into the mirror every morning and asked myself, if today were the last day of my life, would I do what I'm about to do? And anytime there are too many no's in a row, I know something is wrong and I need to change. The arrival of the future is inevitable due to the progression of time, and the future belongs to those who prepare for it today. Take for example global disasters such as the earthquake in Turkey, the Russia-Ukraine war, the 2020 coronavirus pandemic. No one expected any of these things to happen. No one prepared for them. We never knew businesses are going to collapse. A lot of people are going to lose their jobs, like it happened. But one day, people woke up to see that they were sacked from their job, their businesses had collapsed. Because of the pandemic, several things happened and it brought a lot of changes to the world. And there are a lot of other more things that happened that people didn't prepare for. For example, people had their businesses, maybe fire gutted out their building or their business or whatsoever property they had. And all of a sudden, they lost everything that they had. There is a saying that expect the best, but always prepare for the worst. And in this video, I want to give you 5 steps that will help you to prepare for the future with fearless confidence. No matter what happens, these 5 steps will help you to always have a very fearless confidence that in any situation you find yourself, you will come out positively. Let's now go into the details. Number 1, work strategically hard in your youthful age. Now, a lot of people think they have more time, so they waste their youthful age doing unproductive things and hoping there will be more time for them. Unfortunately, sooner or later, they are growing old and gradually inching closer to death. And you see, time is irreversible. You can't reverse time. And remember, it is not all the time you will always have the energy and the strength to work for yourself. A time is coming that the strength you have today, the work you can do today, you can't do it. And that is the time you realize that if you had prepared well for the future, if you had prepared well, you should not be working at that time. Unfortunately, it is too late. So leave no opportunities for regret. Be daring, be adventurous, take risk, prepare for the future, and know that there is no time to waste. Know that you live life only once, and it is not all the time that you can continue to work. So whatever you have today, plan some, invest it, save for the future. That is the number 1 thing you should do. Don't lie on your sick bed wishing you should have more time to live, because life is irreversible. You cannot reverse the time that has already passed. Okay, so that's number 1. The number 2 thing that you should do in preparing for the future is that you should think deeply ahead of time. Think deeply into the future and prepare ahead of time. So you have to scan the future. Think in the next 2, 3, 5 years, 10 years, what is likely to happen? Developed countries and developed individuals think far ahead of time. In the next 10, in the next 5, in the next 25, in the next 30, in the next 50 years, in the next 100 years, what is likely to happen? However, for poor countries and poor individuals, they don't have that vision. They are thinking for what they will eat in the next 1 to 2 or 3 months or the next 1 year, while others are thinking far ahead of time. So when you think ahead of time into the future, you are able to come out with things that are likely to happen. So for example, someone probably thought of, it has been projected that by 2060, petroleum products or fossil fuels will come to an end. So there will be no petrol. So all the cars that are currently on earth today, a time is coming that they cannot use petrol or there will be no petrol. So what happens? Someone came out with the idea of creating an electric car that uses solar. So as you can see, today we have Tesla cars that don't rely on fossil fuels or petroleum products, and they are doing well. So imagine when the world gradually comes to a stage where we no longer have any petroleum products left. You see that they are going to make more money. That is one very nice and creative move. Another one, someone came up with the idea of Zoom. He realized that people need to communicate more remotely, and we want to do the works that we do in normal life without being together. So he came up with the idea of Zoom, and when the COVID-19 pandemic came and we were confined indoors, Zoom, their business surged to a very high levels, because by then everyone was indoors but were still working, doing videos, doing remote work and all those things. So almost everyone was using Zoom, and their business surged. They had more money. Okay, so these are just some few examples. So when you think deeply into the future, you are able to foresee possibilities, you are able to see problems, you are able to see opportunities that are far distant in the near future, and you are able to spot them and take advantage of them, prepare for them, take those opportunities even before they arrive. So you are well positioned. So that is the number 2 thing you should do if you are preparing for the future with fearless confidence. The third one, learn, relearn, and unlearn. Learning is very important when you look at how the changes are occurring rapidly around the world. A lot of people think they have learned or they are educated, but what they have learned in school, new technologies have come to make them obsolete. There are people that have gone to learn typing in school. Now, there are a lot of dictation apps available that you can dictate and say everything, and they write whatever you are saying for you. So you don't even need someone to type for you. I'm just giving an example. There are a lot of things that artificial intelligence is doing, that a lot of jobs are being lost. Look at the banks used to have a lot of employees. When the ATM machine came in the 1990s, thousands of people lost their jobs. And there are a lot of technologies that keeps on coming up to date, that if you don't prepare yourself, embrace yourself to learn new things, you become obsolete. One day your company may no longer need your service, because whatever you have been offering, a new technology has come to provide it. So you have to keep on learning and constantly upgrading yourself, learn new things. You don't need to be in school to learn. That is why I always tell people, books are available. In fact, most of the things that I have learned, I have never learned them through school. If it is through school, by now I wouldn't be doing what I am doing. I'm into digital marketing. I'm a global consultant. I have clients worldwide, almost every continent. I have clients. So if I did not learn and I was glued to what I learned in school, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today. So you have to learn, relearn, and unlearn. Because when crisis comes, they are looking for people who have technical knowledge and experience to handle certain things. And that is where your learning will be needed. So, okay, that's the third one. The fourth one, you have to have an emergency fund. What is an emergency fund? You see, there are a lot of disasters, a lot of calamities, a lot of financial crises that are always coming. A time will come that you need money. Disasters will come, unexpected circumstances will come that you will need money to solve certain situations. Imagine, look at those who lose their jobs. Look at maybe someone in times of sickness, in times of a disaster, in times of fire outbreak. You could lose a lot of the things that you have. And if you didn't have some emergency money somewhere, you could be in a very serious trouble. So you have to open an emergency account. What is an emergency account? is an account that you put money there for the purposes of emergency, such as those that I mentioned. So you can define for yourself what you deem as an emergency. So when you create that account, you can automate monthly deductions through your maybe your regular bank account, a bank account you have money there. That's your normal bank account. For example, let's say I have what do you call a current or savings bank account, whatever it is. Maybe every month I receive my salary or my main monthly income through my bank. So what I have to do is that I've actually created an emergency fund, and I've automated the process. So every month a certain amount of money is being deducted from my bank and sent to that account. Whether I remember or I don't, the money will be deducted automatically. And that money is an investment account that I don't withdraw that money until there are certain circumstances where I can take that money. And everyone needs such. You need it. It could be a savings account, it could be an investment account. Make sure that there is money going somewhere every month, that money is for emergency purposes only. And I tell you, when you are in such a crisis, you will not have fear. Okay, so the fifth one, scan your documents and save them in cloud. It could be Google Cloud, it could be any other form of cloud storage. Save your documents in cloud storage. Why is it so? For those who don't know, you can scan your documents in PDF format and save them. If you save them to cloud storage is a form of storage where your data is actually on the internet or is saved on cloud. So even if you lose your phone, you lose your computer, you lose fire gets out, God forbid, if fire should get out your building, your room, your office, or whatsoever, your documents are secured in cloud and you can still get them, print them. So if you scan, you should scan your certificate. You should scan maybe whatever, certificate, ID cards, important documents to you, e-books, scan them. All those that you can get PDF. For ebook, they are almost always already in PDF. And the certificate and order, scan them, attach all of them to your Google. It could be your Google Drive, Google Cloud storage, or whatsoever. Save them there for the future. One day you will need them when you are in trouble. It may not just be fire. As I said, you could lose your device. You could lose your device, or it could spoil. And that's the time you realize that if you had a Google Cloud storage, it would have helped you a lot. Then, actually, it's like with the last step. And the last step, you need to be prepared at all times. Anything is bound to happen. You could lose your job. Don't have one source of income. You could lose your job, you could lose your business. A lot of things can happen. So never have one major source of income. There are a lot of people have been telling them this, but they never had. In 2020, during the coronavirus pandemic, I had a friend who lost her job. The company, they laid down 70% of them off. So she was part of the 70%, and they told them that when favorable conditions return, they will call them. So what happened? At the end of the day, she was at home for several months, and that was the time she understood what I have been saying, that she has to always develop herself and be prepared for the future. So prepare. Anything can happen. The Bible says that sow your seeds in the morning, but in the evening let not your hands be idle. So you have to prepare. Don't put everything in one basket. Have another source that in case of an eventuality, you will still be able to survive. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell. And we produce more powerful videos like this that will help change your life. Subscribe and share this video to bless the life of others. People are in situations where if they had got this information, they could have been saved better. So thank you and have a great day.